See the cast of The Fugitive, then versus now. While some faces barely change, others, wow, the transformations are truly jaw-dropping. You have to see it to believe it. Harrison Ford anchored the film as Dr. Richard Kimble, wrongfully convicted of murdering his wife. Beyond the screen, this aviation enthusiast survived several real-life plane crashes and a broken leg on the Star Wars set. Now, in his 80s, Ford has joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Red Hulk and stars in the series Shrinking. Tommy Lee Jones stole every scene as the relentless U.S. Marshal Samuel Gerard, a performance that earned him an Academy Award. Famous for his gruff off-screen persona, he once brutally told co-star Jim Carrey he couldn't sanction his buffoonery. Jones recently appeared in The Burial, his face now bearing the rugged lines of a Hollywood veteran. Jeroen Krabbe played Dr. Charles Nichols, the treacherous friend behind the conspiracy. A Bond villain alumnus from The Living Daylights, Krabbe is also a respected painter with several published art books to his name. Today, he balances his time between European film productions and his easel, looking dignified with a head of silver hair. Cella Ward appeared briefly but memorably as Helen Kimble, the victim whose murder ignites the plot. She later dominated television in Sisters and House, once rejecting a Bond girl role to be taken seriously as an actress. Ward left her lead role in FBI in 2019 to focus on family, maintaining a stunningly ageless appearance. Joe Pantoliano provided comic relief as Deputy Marshal Cosmo Renfro. Famous for losing his head in The Sopranos, the actor openly documented his battle with clinical depression and founded a mental health nonprofit. He recently returned to the big screen as Captain Howard in Bad Boys: Ride or Die, looking energetic and healthy. Julianne Moore had a blink-and-you-miss-it role as Dr. Anne Eastman, the physician who spots Kimble. This minor gig preceded her rise to global stardom and a Best Actress Oscar win for Still Alice. Moore recently starred in May-December, cementing her status as Hollywood royalty while looking elegant and virtually unchanged by time. Andreas Katsoulas terrified audiences as Frederick Sykes, the one-armed man and true killer. A sci-fi legend for his role as G'Kar in Babylon 5, he often acted under heavy prosthetics. Katsoulas, a heavy smoker who later warned others about the dangers of tobacco, passed away from lung cancer in 2006. Daniel Roebuck played Deputy Marshal Biggs, a loyal member of the hunting party. He later transformed into Jay Leno for The Late Shift and became a regular in Rob Zombie's horror universe. Roebuck recently starred as Grandpa in The Munsters, sporting a heavy gray beard and continuing his work as a prolific character actor. Thomas Mills Wood played Deputy Marshal Newman, the rookie whose mistake prompts Gerard's famous "I don't bargain" speech. While he appeared in Apollo 13, his career shifted heavily toward theater and regional productions. Wood keeps a low profile today, focusing on stage work and voice acting rather than chasing Hollywood blockbusters. L. Scott Caldwell played Deputy Marshal Poole, the sharp and reliable team member. A Tony Award winner for her stage work, she later gained a cult following as Rose Nadler on the hit series Lost. Now in her 70s, Caldwell remains highly active, recently appearing in The Gilded Age and Queen Sugar. Ron Dean played Detective Kelly, the Chicago cop who roughly interrogates Kimble. Dean made a career out of wearing the badge, playing police officers in The Breakfast Club, The Dark Knight, and Chicago PD. Now retired from the screen, he is widely recognized as the quintessential face of Chicago law enforcement in cinema. Jane Lynch played Dr. Kathy Walland, a colleague who assists Kimble's escape. She went from this serious role to comedy superstardom as the ruthless Sue Sylvester in Glee. Lynch, who has been sober for decades, currently hosts Weakest Link and appears in Only Murders in the Building, maintaining her signature short blonde style. Eddie Bo Smith Jr. played the intense transit cop who spots Kimble on the train. Known for his intimidating stare, he became a fixture in Chicago-based films, including a role in Home Alone. Smith has largely stepped back from Hollywood blockbusters, focusing his energy on the local Chicago theater and acting community. Joseph Kosala played Detective Rossetti, bringing gritty realism to the interrogation scenes. Kosala was not a trained actor, but a real-life Chicago police sergeant cast for authenticity and to consult on procedural accuracy. He passed away in 2015, leaving a legacy that blurred the lines between Hollywood fiction and actual police work. Dick Cusack appeared as Walter Guthrie, the attorney unable to save Kimble from conviction. In real life, he was an advertising executive and the patriarch of a massive acting dynasty, fathering stars John and Joan Cusack. Cusack passed away in 2003, but his creative legacy lives on through his children's Hollywood careers. Anne Whitney played the eagle-eyed waitress who spots Kimble's mugshot on TV. Best known to audiences as the drugstore clerk in Home Alone, she built a career playing sharp-witted elderly women. Remarkably, Whitney is still acting in her 90s, recently appearing in the hit series The Bear, proving she refuses to retire. David Pasquesi had a brief role as the newscaster covering the fugitive's escape. An improv comedy legend, he later gained massive recognition as the Twi'lek majordomo in The Book of Boba Fett and the sleazy ex-husband in Veep. Pasquesi remains a sought-after character actor known for his sharp wit and distinctive features.